Hello, welcome to Scrap Time. My name is Christine, and in this video, we're going to be making a quick and easy Christmas card using images from graphicstock.com.
Graphicstock.com has asked me to do another sponsored post, and I said for sure because I love to use their images. So I want to show you a bit about their website. Here we are at graphicstock.com, and they have thousands of royalty-free photos, vectors, and illustrations that you can use for personal use or in business. Now we're going to work on some Christmas cards. So let's search. I'm going to search black and white Christmas because I'm looking for images that I can foil. So I want a black and white image that I can print off on my laser printer and then foil. So we're here, and I am going to pick content type, and I'm going to just stick with vectors. So right away you can see there's all these really great images. Now there's these ones here that already say Merry Christmas, like this one, and I like that one, so I'm going to add it to my folder. So I have a Christmas folder, and I'm going to save it. Now there's other ones like this one that says sample text, and if you use some different editing software, you can then write your own messages in there, and that's the benefit working with the vector. Now I'm not necessarily that computer savvy, so I like to stick to the ones like this one that already says Merry Christmas. But there are loads you can use. This is great too. You get 4 different images in one. Now a membership to graphicstock.com for the year is normally $99. However, if you act now for a limited time and go to graphicstock.com/holidays or click on the link in the description box below, you can receive $50 off a 1-year membership. So only $50 will give you access for a year to thousands of images at graphicstock.com. I'm just going to scroll a bit through some of these other images so you can see just a few. And this is just by searching black and white Christmas. Now you do get colored ones because of the word Christmas. So look at this one here. It already says Merry Christmas. You can just save it, print it on colored paper, and you have a Christmas card. It is that easy to make your own Christmas cards. Now look, there's, as I said, thousands, right? And this is just Christmas. It says up here there was over 10,000 results. Now this is one of my favorite images, and I've already saved it and downloaded, and that's the image that we are going to be foiling in this video. So I want to then show you, if you go to your account, project folders, and I am going to find the Christmas one. Oops, I double clicked it. There we go. Christmas is here. So here's some of those ones. Here's that one I did earlier. All you do, now you can pick which one you want. Now these ones here would be more if you're going to be doing some of the editing. I just use JPEG because I just want to print it, and then I hit download. It downloads it, and then up here, I'll move this. There's my thing, and I can just move it to my desktop. Now I'm going to show you a tip for printing. I'm going to go into my printables because I have lots of images downloaded already. And I'm going to find that tree. This is that one I had mentioned earlier. So I'm going to open this, and here's a tip for printing them if you're making cards. When you go to print, what you do is down here, copies per page, you say 4. And now you have it sized perfectly for making a regular card for Christmas. And then you can just print that off. So we're going to now show you what to do once you have printed your image.
So now I'm going to show you a few of the cards I've been working on. So first off is this design, and it's really pretty. But the one thing is that you'll probably notice on camera too is that the design is very thin. So it is completely foiled, but it's harder to see because it's such thin lines. So you probably won't see it in the video, but this one is foiled green and this one is foiled red. So in contrast, I printed off these tags. And because the background is solid like that, you can really see the foil. So if you recall when we were looking at the images on the website, there were some like this where the whole background is black and then the white shows up. So if you wanted a really big impact, you may want to download that image and foil it, and then the whole background would be this lovely foiled color. But I can cut these up and add them to some tags later. And then this is the image that we're going to be working on. Now you might be able to catch some of the foil on these ones. Now I like this one a lot because the lines are thicker, that you get to see the foil a bit more compared to that first card with the thin lines. So this is the card we're going to work on, or this design. So this is my design here. Now you can see that I got it printed out really black. Now you can only print using a toner printer. You can't print with inkjet for this technique. Now if you don't have a laser printer, which is toner, you can also photocopy your image. You can print it off on whatever, photocopy it, and a photocopy is also a toner image. So you have two ways to get a toner image. The blacker you have, the more solid the foil will be. I have a piece of green foil. You always put the colored side up because it's going to stick like that with the color side up. And then I put it in a piece of parchment paper. Now the important thing about your parchment paper is you want to make sure it's nice and smooth. If it runs through and it gets any sort of folds in it, you don't want to use it anymore for this, because what will happen is those folds will affect the foiling. So you want a nice smooth parchment layer over it for smooth foiling. I'm going to get my laminator. I use the Royal Sovereign laminator. I use it on the 5mm hot setting. You'd have to test out other laminators to see how they work. This is the only one I've ever done foiling with, so it's the only one I can really speak to. So if you have a laminator, you can test it out and see how it works for you. Now I am just letting the laminator take my card through itself. I'm not pushing, I'm not pulling it. It takes about a minute or that just to work its way through the hot laminator. Now, if I was making lots of cards while this was doing that part, I'd be preparing the other ones with the foil and getting them ready to be laminated, and then I just keep sort of working through. Once you start laminating these images, you're going to get addicted. It's really easy to make these Christmas cards, and I'm sure all the recipients will be impressed by your Christmas card skills. So it has come out, and then all we do is peel back the foil. Now you can see here on the negative part that the entire image was foiled beautifully, because there is this. Now I'd shown you in a previous video how you can then take this, put it onto a piece of paper and foil it, so then that area would be white and you'd have the great foil in the background, and that would make a really stunning card as well. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm going to finish off this card that we're making here. Now because this takes up basically the whole size of our card like that, what I'm going to do is just put a bit of ink around the outside and it just finishes it off. So this is Mode Lawn Distress Ink. Put some there, and I'm just going to ink my edge. Oh, I got a bit of ink there. You want to watch out, ink on your fingers. And there we have our completed card. We just need to put it onto a card itself, and we are done. So get these ones just like that. They're on a card ready to be sent. And that is how easy it is to make some beautiful foiled Christmas cards using images from graphicstock.com. And if you try this, be sure to post it on Instagram, and you can @ me at either Christine Urias or Scrap Time Photos. And in the meantime, go and get your subscription to Graphicstock.com while the sale is still on. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give our video a thumbs up and subscribe to Scrap Time Videos on YouTube. In the meantime, here are a few other videos you might be interested in watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.